Long before the rise of cities and kingdoms in Eastern Europe, the Slavic people lived close to nature, where forests, rivers, and fields were filled with spirits. Among them was the Kikimora, a mysterious female entity said to dwell in homes, marshes, or behind stoves. The name Kikimora possibly derives from the Uralic or Finno-Ugric languages, pointing to very ancient roots, even predating the formation of Kievan Rus in the 9th century. She was originally part of animistic belief systems, where every part of life, especially the household, had its spirit guardian. In Russian households, Kikimora became known as a domestic spirit, often appearing as a small, hunched old woman dressed in rags. If respected, she quietly helped with chores, spinning thread at night. If angered, often by a messy home or disrespect, she would tangle yarn, break dishes, or torment residents with nightmares. She was often linked with the Domovoi, a more neutral or protective household spirit. While Domovoi symbolized the male force in the home, Kikimora represented the female domestic energy, though her reputation was far more fearsome. Not all Kikimoras lived in homes. A different version, the swamp Kikimora, was far more dangerous. She haunted marshes and forests, luring travelers into the fog and confusing their sense of direction. This Kikimora could be seen as a Slavic counterpart to a witch or siren, a folkloric warning to stay away from treacherous lands. Over time, the house-dwelling and swamp-dwelling Kikimora became distinct figures, one tied to daily life and the other to the unknown wilderness. As Christianity spread across Russia in the 10th century, many old spirits like Kikimora were reinterpreted. Once a neutral household force, she was increasingly seen as demonic or associated with witches. Christian priests warned people to avoid invoking her, and stories painted her as a harbinger of illness or death. Still, rural communities clung to older beliefs, and Kikimora lived on in oral tradition, appearing in lullabies, fairy tales, and superstitions. In the 19th and 20th centuries, with a rise in interest in folklore, writers and musicians revived Kikimora's story. Russian composer Anatoly Lyadov wrote a tone poem titled Kikimora, portraying her with eerie melodies and unsettling rhythms. Today, Kikimora appears in fantasy novels, video games such as the Witcher series, and Slavic-inspired media. She is both a cautionary tale and a symbol of Russia's deep, ancient folkloric roots. The Kikimora embodies the soul of old Russia, a land where the veil between the human world and the spirit world was thin. Whether as a helpful house spirit or a menacing swamp witch, she reminds us that every corner of life once held mystery, danger, and magic.